So you're considering making a move and you're checking out North Idaho, but you're also popping over the border into Eastern Washington and looking at some areas over there, maybe Liberty Lake, something along those lines. Well, today's video might be for you because we're going to dive into another Google Maps tour, and I'm going to show you some of the areas there, highlight some things, restaurants, things to do, so you can have a better understanding of what's going on right over the border in Eastern Washington. Hey, if that video is for you, stick around. I've got lots of great information. Let's go jump in right now. Hey guys, real quick, our team, we get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you. So hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and tap the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest content. We literally get calls, texts, or emails every single day from people just like you trying to learn more about North Idaho and maybe Eastern Washington. If you're looking to move right now or a year from now, it doesn't matter. Let's get that conversation started. Give us a holler. Dive into the meat and potatoes of this thing. I am going to take you on a Google Maps tour of Eastern Washington, show you a few of the sites over there through Google Maps, of course, and kind of give you a better lay of the land. We just did a video about Liberty Lake, so I'm going to focus on Liberty Lake quite a bit because I think that's a pretty cool community. I know I talk a lot of smack about Washington. It's not the people that I'm talking smack about, it's the policies. But sometimes you find yourself in a position where that's where you want to be, and that's fine. Or you have to live there for work or something like that. So, this video is for you out there that is kind of on the fence. Maybe you don't care about gun policies or things like that. That's fine. I don't judge. So maybe Washington would be a better choice for you. The home prices tend to be lower there. There's no income tax. Property taxes are generally a little bit higher, but these things all balance out. So could be an option. This video is for you if that's the case. I'm going to share my screen right now, and let me get my handy dandy pencil. Okay. In case you can't see it on there, here's the border. That's a pretty straight line. That's pretty amazing. Okay, right there. That's the border. Idaho, Washington. There we go. All right. So just for reference, you've got Post Falls right here, the arguably fastest growing community in North Idaho. And for example, here's Liberty Lake right here. So just over the border. Liberty Lake's like a mile over the border from Idaho. So very close. Spokane Valley, a little bit farther over. Newman Lake, that's a cool area. The actual lake is right here. And then Otis Orchards is this area here. So you've got a lot. I mean, we're just dipping in. There's a ton over this way as well. We'll get into some of that. But I just wanted to show you kind of where it is in reference to Idaho, because we're a little bit more familiar with the Idaho side because we talk about that a lot. Let me back out here a little farther. Okay. So say, for example, we're talking about living over here in Liberty Lake, Washington. Beautiful community, kind of cool. Got some good friends that live over there and they love it. I like to give references. This is Spokane. This is like downtown Spokane right here. Probably 15 minutes from Liberty Lake. There you go. Straight across on 90, easy drive. This right here is Spokane International Airport. So if you were to live anywhere over here on Eastern Washington, any of these little communities, it would be probably a 20 to 25 minute drive, depending on traffic, along 90, off to, and boom, you're at the airport. Easy, great airport too. It's really easy to get in and out of, never super crowded. If you're there, by the way, and you see our advertisement by the baggage claim or in the hallway, take a picture and send it to me. So we're there, you'll see us. That's kind of a good reference for the airport. That's a big one for people, right? Okay, let me clear this out and we will show you Coeur d'Alene. That's the other reference people like to see. So if, say again, you're living over here on this little Eastern Washington chunk somewhere along there, and you want to get to Coeur d'Alene, you're going to take 90 straight across through Post Falls. Boom, you're in Coeur d'Alene. 20 minutes, 25 maybe, depending on where you're at in Coeur d'Alene. So easy drive over there as well. So for reference, I'm just going to use Liberty Lake as our reference zone so we can just recognize that. Liberty Lake's right in here. You've got Spokane Valley to your west from Liberty Lake, and Spokane Valley has anything you would need. Home Depot, Lowe's, stuff like that. Costco. Should know that. I'm not sure if it's in Spokane Valley or Spokane itself, but there's a Costco over on this side. Although People I know that live over here, say in Liberty Lake, they tend to drive to the Costco in Coeur d'Alene because they feel like it's a little bit easier. Interesting. Let me give you some highlights of the area. We'll stick just to the Washington side. Okay, so we've got Liberty Lake right here. Cool community, like I said. I've got a lot of friends that live there, and it's like a golf cart kind of town. Like kids, they take their kids to school in a golf cart. You know, they go to the brewery in a golf cart. Like you can do that there. That's pretty cool. I mean, you can do that in Idaho, of course, too. But nice little feature there. It's that kind of small town. Few big businesses here. Huntwood Cabinets. It's a big cabinet manufacturer up here. They employ a lot of people. That's one of the bigger ones. There's some big tech businesses there. As you drive around, you'll see the giant buildings. No idea what they do there, but they're there. This is the actual lake. This is Liberty Lake. Cool lake. There are waterfront homes on here, and there are, like, this end right here has a little community with an HOA that has a private beach and some boat slips. So some cool options there. And you can take motorized boats on that lake, which is nice. Then to the north, you've got Otis Orchards, another cool area. So now this is on the north side of the Spokane River. Spokane River is running right through here, kind of parallels 90. So once you jump over the bridge and you're on the north side, you've got Otis Orchards and then Newman Lake right up here. Newman Lake's cool. So both of these, you can find properties with like 5 acres or more. Newman Lake is going to get more into the trees, so you'll have that option as well. Let me clear out so I can move up. Here is the actual lake for Newman Lake. Cool lake. Nice houses on the waterfront there. Some cabiny type houses too. You can take motorized boats on that lake as well. This lake over here, in case you're curious, this is Hauser Lake. This is in Idaho. Hauser's a cool lake too that you can also take boats on, powered boats, and lots of waterfront homes there as well. So Newman Lake's cool. We've got some friends that live up there as well, and you know, they've got 10 acres, treed, mountainous, beautiful. If you ever take a drive up here, it is gorgeous country. Also of note, where are you? Go. Okay, Green Bluff. Let me back out so you can get a better reference here of where we're at. All right, so this is Newman Lake we just talked about. Over here, Green Bluff. Green Bluff is cool. So Green Bluff really shines in the fall, you know, when everybody's doing pumpkin and apple stuff. This place is like jamming, man. They've got multiple pumpkin patch farms where you can go and do that whole thing, bring the kids up there. And if you've ever been to Apple Valley, California, it's kind of like that. So it's got that vibe. Like I said, really cool in the fall. Great little thing to do. It gets crowded, of course. I think you have to buy your tickets to some of these places beforehand, which is nice because it guarantees you a spot, but something fun to do with the kiddos in the fall. Green Bluff. Don't forget that one. It's a good one. Spokane Valley, while we're here, we talked about that a little bit, but it's kind of this area here, its own city outside of Spokane. And, you know, they've got everything there. There's a mall there. It's like decent mall. Decent, I guess, for this area. You know, all the big box stores are right there in Spokane Valley. So if you're living here on anywhere on the eastern side, right on the border, that might be where you go to do your big box store shopping. There's also a Walmart right in here somewhere, and a Cabela's on the Idaho side. Now I'm over on the Idaho side. So sometimes people will hop over to there to do their stuff. Or like I said, Costco's way over here in Coeur d'Alene, so sometimes you'll pop that way as well. But there are a lot of options. I guess that's what I'm pointing out, is that it's pretty centrally located and there's lots to do that's easy to get to. You just jump on 90 and you've got a major thoroughfare that can get you there. Lots of schools over here. Liberty Lake has some great schools, of course, public schools, and they have a couple of private schools. One of them is Liberty Launch Academy. I showed that, a little bit of that, in my Liberty Lake video. I think will come out before this video, so you'll probably get to see that. Let's talk about some things to do on this side. So there is a great hiking trail on the south side of Liberty Lake. I think you probably park somewhere in here. I guess probably this Liberty Lake Regional Park is the parking area. And then there's a trail that, I don't know if it parallels this river or what, but you end up here at the Cedar Grove. It's a doozy. And then if you keep going, there's a waterfall. So that hike from like south end of the lake, Cedar Grove, and then up here to Micah Peak, that's a like 6+ hour round trip. It's a doozy. Some good elevation, but it's beautiful. Really cool hike. Lots of great views once you get up there. There's a waterfall up here at the top. And this Cedar Grove is awesome too. So you could just go halfway, hit this Cedar Grove, and kind of enjoy that. Cool hike to do. Definitely worth checking out. Another big thing to check out is this Mount Spokane. So that's pretty much due north of, see how it's kind of right on the state line there. The border's right here. So you've got Mount Spokane Ski and Snowboard Park. And then there's some great hiking trails too. You've got Kit Carson Loop right here. So I went up here this winter and did some snowshoeing, which was pretty cool. And then I have been to this ski resort too. This ski resort is hour and a half or less from Coeur d'Alene as well, but very close if you live in Spokane Valley or Liberty Lake or Otis Orchards. You'd be 45 minutes to an hour away, which is cool. And it's decent. It's not a huge mountain, but it's got everything you need. And they do rentals and all that too. So that's right here. One of the many ski resorts in the area. Super nice. This is in the Idaho side, but it's worth mentioning. Where'd you go? Finley Stadium, State Line Speedway. This right here is cool. It's a racetrack. They do lots of events there. That's where they do the Lantern Fest. If you've seen videos of us posting about the Lantern Fest, that's where they light the candles and then thousands of these lanterns go into the sky. It's beautiful. Did that last year for the first time. It was super cool. So that's just one of the many events. They do a nativity, like a live nativity scene there around Christmas time. Really big event. Lots of people come out for that. Really well done. Pretty cool. And then, of course, lots of races. They do, demolition derbies, actual race car races. They have one where they drag boats and just everything's exploding and crap's flying everywhere. That's pretty fun. So that's a cool attraction, and it is right over the border. So this is the border right here. So you can pop over there and do that. Pretty cool. I guess as you can see here, these cross over quite a bit. Obviously you can tell because there's signage, but like you're popping over here and then you're in State Line and then Post Falls, and it's all really close by. A couple of restaurants and things I want to highlight in the Liberty Lake area, because I think Liberty Lake, like I said, it's pretty cool. So check it out. Liberty Lake has 3 golf courses. Talked about this in the video too. You've got Liberty Lake, Meadowood, and then Trailhead Golf Course. So 3 golf courses right here in Liberty Lake, kind of tucked in there. I've never played any of these, and I'm honestly not much of a golfer, so I wouldn't know the difference, but they look very nice when you drive by. So that's a big indicator for me. Then you've got Rocky Hill Park right here. I shot some video there last Liberty Lake video. Really cool park, huge. And then there's a big rocky hill in the middle. Imagine that. And, I think that's a cool spot to take the kids. So there's a skate park over here. There's a lot to do. I like that. I like when they do lots of green spaces when they're building. They tend to do a pretty good job of that up here. All right, let me hit you a couple of restaurants here that if you're in the area, you should go check out. One of my favorites right here, Trailbreaker Cider. This place is cool. There's a picture. Okay, that's the inside of it. It's cool. So they've got just cider, right? It's a cider place. And that is right here off of Apple Way. When you're driving on Apple Way, which is kind of the main thoroughfare that cuts along through Liberty Lake and beyond, you'll see it right on the side of the road here. They've got a big lawn. And in the summertime, there's people sitting out there hanging out, kids running around. And then they've got the indoor where they brew. I guess you brew cider, make the cider, and then they've got food as well. So that's definitely worth checking out if you're in Liberty Lake. I like that spot a lot. There's also another brewery right here, Snow Eater Brewing Company. I have never been there, but it looks cool. And let's see if I can find a picture. There's beer. Okay. Looks like a good spot too. Never been there myself, but that's here. Looks like there's a wine cellar there as well. So you've got some good options. I would say Liberty Lake is kind of bougie. I like that word. I don't really fully understand what it means, but I like it because it's got like a higher end vibe, newer looking. Like you saw Trailbreaker Cider. That's kind of a good architectural indicator of the way that Liberty Lake is going, I think. Let's see. There's another couple of good restaurants over here. So this is the Harvard Road exit. Still in Liberty Lake. So I went too far. Okay, so the Legends Grill. If you're familiar with the Idaho side, the Legends is kind of like the Capone's of Washington. Capone's has 3 restaurants, Hayden, Coeur d'Alene, and Post Falls. And that's like a good go-to spot for pizza and wings kind of food. Also, there's a Tesla dealer here. Look at that. Fancy. I got to zoom in more to see these 2 restaurants. But there's like this weird little strip mall by a gas station. Right here, And you've got Hey Jay's Bistro. It's really good. And then there's a Italian place here. Apparently a Bitcoin ATM also. Look at that. There it is. Piccolo Kitchen and Bar. Pretty cool. I went there and had some wine one time. And a nice spot. Got a good vibe, real homey, and good pizza too. So that is right there. Then there's a good coffee shop. You know, when we were shooting video, we actually popped over here to grab a cup. New Love Coffee. So this area over here is all like being developed and looks good. So New Love Coffee's right here. There's a little taco shop. It's not even going to show up, but it's right here. There it is. Three Ninjas Tacos. So a couple other good options right there in Liberty Lake, which is cool. So, you know, lots of conservation areas. There's some good mountain biking. I think it's called Mount Beacon. I didn't see it on here, but I feel like it's right. My son here, and we went mountain biking one time. It's somewhere in here. Maybe it's that Antoine Peak. It could be that. But tons of mountain biking trails. Easy to find if you Google it. You can kind of figure out where that is. But that's cool. And that's before you get to Spokane. Now, we haven't even talked about Spokane yet. And mind you, I'm not an expert on Spokane. My dealings in Spokane have been pretty limited. Usually it's me getting off an exit because I need to go somewhere, like it's just down there for a volleyball tournament. We're the convention center, which is like right down here in the main street somewhere. So I end up getting off an exit, and then I get frustrated because I hate driving in traffic. Lots of one-way streets, and it's like a freaking zombie apocalypse when you get off there. Sorry, Spokane. Spokane's a cool-ass city. Like, cool. The architecture's amazing, but the people have ruined it, in my opinion. And that's a big bummer, especially for those that live there. It's because there's lots of really cool restaurants, old brick buildings, you know, the cool vibe. But, like, you just can't get away from the people, and I hate that. That is why I moved to Idaho. One of the main reasons. So I'm not mean. I understand people are in a position, but I just don't want to live around it. And I can't be blamed for that. That's just me. So worth checking out for sure. And if you don't mind swarms of zombies around you, then go for it, because it's got a lot going on down there. I will go down there occasionally for the right reason, and I will brave the zombie hordes and go do my thing down there. Kind of a bummer. Hopefully they can get that figured out someday and save their city. Someone's going to talk crap and tell me I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. Okay, I think we have covered most of it. I kind of wanted to just give an overview of this chunk right here because I think it's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff going on over here. And if you don't have any objections to living in Washington, like because of politics or just doesn't bother you, then it would be a great option. Because like I said earlier, home prices are a little bit cheaper over here. Spokane Valley home prices are a little cheaper. Spokane is a little bit cheaper. So it can be an option for some people that just simply can't afford to live on the Idaho side. And maybe you're in the position where your job forces you to live over here. That's fine. Like, we can find you a good house. Our team, we have somebody licensed on the team that can operate in Washington. I am not licensed there, but we can help you and take care of you if that's the choice that you're thinking about making. I will always try to steer people to the Idaho side, and that's not selfishness. That's just, you know, I want people to think it all the way through. Like, if you're a gun guy, you don't want to live on Washington. The laws there, as you've seen, if you watch some of our podcasts, they're very restrictive and they're getting worse. So it's just a matter of time before you can only own a bolt action 22, maybe the only thing left with, you know, single shot, no magazine fed, something like that. So if you're a gun guy, you really want to figure out a way to live on the Idaho side. That's just the reality of it. If you value your, I guess medical freedom's the right word, and you don't want to be told what to do as far as, you know, getting jabs and things like that, probably want to defer to the Idaho side. If those things aren't a big deal to you, like I said, lots of really cool places to live over here. So don't count it out if that's up your alley. I think that's it, guys. I hopefully didn't bore you with another map video. I think they're helpful. If it were me looking at areas and I just didn't understand what I was looking at, I think it's probably helpful to have someone kind of guide you through that process a little bit. So happy to help. I may have left you with more questions than answers. And if I did, just shoot me an email. I'm easy to get a hold of and we can talk about it. Or I can find the right person for you to talk about it if I don't know. And that is that. Guys, I will catch you on the next video. Remember, I say this a lot, so hopefully you do remember. If you're looking to move right now or like a year from now, it doesn't matter. shoot me an email. Let's get on the phone. Let's talk. I want to know what you're looking for, and we will help you make that move. And I look forward to it. I like meeting people from here. So thank you again, guys, and we will see you on the next video.